What's going on, guys? This is Mason with StockHours Trading Chat. We had a really good Tesla trade today that we thought would be good to analyze tonight towards the market open on December 2nd. It was around a 25% trade on the downside for the put side. Entered in with about 15 contracts and came out with around $6,500. But you can see on my screen I had two Tesla trades. The second one wasn't really anything worthwhile. It was me kind of testing some contracts for a potential future play that ended up not happening. But this first one is the one that we wanted to talk about tonight. The 555 puts on the initial downwards flush today. So let's take a look at that. You can see I have my entry and my exit on here. I actually ended up leaving some profit on the table towards the end of the trade, but I was happy with seeing, $6,000+ on the profit, 25% or so. And most people probably would be in that scenario, but it ended up being a full 40% or so if you would have held from my initial entry point. So nothing insane, but it was a solid trade. So just to begin, through my previous research on Tesla, I love how Tesla moves. I feel like I know it really well. There are certain stocks that follow certain EMAs more than others, right? Tesla in particular likes the 50-day EMA and the 15-day EMA. In this scenario, I had the 15-day EMA on my chart. And what I've been doing recently is, well, I guess our initial plan as a chat room was to enter on the 555 break and then potentially again on the 550 break and flip those premiums, flip the 555 puts from out of the money to in the money, and then flip the 550 puts from out of the money to in the money as well. But this play all kind of happened at once, so you didn't really have time for anything like that. Recently, what I've been doing, because Tesla likes to respect those two EMAs so much, is this 50 EMA I ended up using as my stop loss. So what happened, anyone that saw Tesla today saw within the first 2 seconds of market open, Tesla had a straight $5 flush, but only for about 2 seconds. Went from 556 to the 551 level, again in just a couple seconds. The buyers ate that up and immediately pushed it back up. And even at one point, very heavily through the EMA, the 50-day EMA. That's this blue line right here. Once I noticed that it really respected that line, I paid close attention. There were other things I was watching like ZM and Amazon, all the big name stuff like that. But this one caught my particular attention because it bounced like this. And again, on the second candle of the day, they pushed it up, but they just could not hold above that mark, right? They could not hold above that 50 EMA. So I enjoy getting in trades early if I can recognize something to use as my stop loss, right? Whether that's on the put side of things, a descending line, a descending trend line that I can ride against as it approaches my support level, which was kind of the plan here, what I planned on doing. I got in right where this blue arrow is. You can see my entry was 7:32:46. So the third minute of the day, 46 seconds into the third candle, mountain time here, obviously, which was right about here before a large move downwards. I went and looked at the contracts very quickly to see what was picking up the most volume around this time. And the 550s had more volume for anyone that, again, saw this today. But the 555s followed my plan of wanting to flip those premiums from 555 out of the money to in the money puts. And like I said, I ended up not needing to make this into two plays with the 550 because it just flushed so hard after that. So I entered right here with the strict stop loss of wherever this EMA ended up being at. The strong moves downwards, obviously the sellers loved to showcase that they were in control at this point. So I held and still was not going to sell even if there was a bounce right here at the 553.50 level. There was just barely, what is that? About a dollar bounce, so to speak, 553.50 to 554.50, which got taken out very quickly. And then this just continued to flush. One thing that helped me stay in this trade and not exit early, even though my original plan was just a quick $3 play maybe, was looking at times in sales and level 2. Times in sales obviously showcased the seller's strength and the fact that there was just very aggressive selling to the bid side, right? And then on level 2, there were no walls, and if there were very minimal walls, they got eaten up like nothing. And so it really flushed through these levels, as 555 was the first resistance that we thought about or that we had on our charts. It just flushed right through that. Then we moved on to 550. It flushed right through that. 548 was the one after that, and it flushed right through that. And I knew after seeing three straight flushes through or straight pushes through supports, different supports, that I needed to get out. Again, I was happy with a 25% profit. I was only looking for somewhere between 5 to 15% on this initial play, but ended up with 25% because it just flushed so quickly and blew through all of those walls. So got out around here. Like I said, it continued downwards. One more solid push to 541, or one more solid break to 541. Left about 15% on the table, but again, was happy with 6,500 bucks. So can't recommend strongly enough how important it is to look at level 2, look at times and sales, especially when you're in a trade like this where you're in early. The chat's original plan was to, again, just flip the 555 puts from out of the money to in the money. And I'm sure some of them did that, but I saw an opportunity to take advantage of an earlier entry here. So if you want more trades like this, you can check us out at StockHoursLLC.com, or just message us directly on YouTube or NorTrades on Instagram. But yeah, we'd love to have you whenever there's spots open. So have a good night, guys.